What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Have More Than Money. Today, as you could probably tell, I'm by myself, and I'm going to be discussing happiness with you guys. And so, happiness is very tricky because it's not a one size fits all. So, these are just my own personal thoughts. You know, different things make different people happy. From my experience, there are certain things that you can hone in on that will lead to happiness. And so, like I said, for starters, don't think just because things make me happy that it's going to make you happy. Happiness is a state of mind. Just because a person is overall happy doesn't mean that they don't feel down. Especially as a business owner myself, there are days where I just feel absolutely terrible. But what I've learned is that the number one mistake that you can make is to let external factors decide your happiness. Because at that point, you're leaving it up to chance. And so, in the beginning, I used to, something like a big return or an order canceled or a chargeback against my business, that kind of stuff would put a glum on my day. I don't know if that's a word, glum on my day. It would ruin my day. It would make me not happy. And over time, I realized that I can't keep letting external factors affect what's happening inside. And so I guess that's really the first point that I want to make, is that happiness really starts within. And that sounds just super cheesy and corny, but that's the ultimate truth. That if your happiness is dictated by what's happening inside here and inside here, then nothing can really get you down. But that's not to say that if you're a confident person or that you'll be happy all the time. Like I said, people often feel stuck, and so if you're feeling stuck, chances are you're not feeling happy. And from my experience, the number one and two, which I guess they kind of go hand in hand, of things that can make you happy are progression. The feeling of progress has, I believe, scientifically been proven to make you more happy. And so progression and accomplishment. And so, like I said, obviously those things can go hand in hand. At the end of the day, they have the same goal. You're accomplishing things. And so, number one mistake that people make is that they don't set goals for themselves. And that's why, that's something that Jared and I stress to every single person in our community, when they enter, is that the first thing that you need to do to get on the path to success and happiness is set goals for yourself. Because you can't measure your progress, you can't measure your accomplishments if you don't have them written down and if you don't have anything that you're aiming towards. And so that's, obviously it's a double-edged point that I'm making in the importance of setting goals. One half of it is, you need to set things that you want to achieve. You can't achieve something if you don't know what it is you want to achieve. And two, when you do achieve those things, you'll feel amazing about yourself. And so many people, they navigate through life without ever setting actual goals for themselves. And I don't mean like mental goals, like, oh, what do you want to, how do you see yourself in 10 years? I see everyone's answer, I'm living in a nice house with a big family and I'm rich. Those aren't real goals. So you can stop right there. Those aren't real goals, because if they're just a thought, then they're not actual. They're not realistic. You may think those are your goals, but the truth is those aren't realistic goals to yourself. And so, I have goals written down that I look at every single day. And so, who's more likely to accomplish things? The person who thinks about their goals when they're asked once or twice a year, or the person who studies their goals every single day and night? And I think that answer is obvious. And so, just to kind of circle back to my main point, is that the more you can find progress in life, the happier you'll be. And, I'm not even talking about, finances. Obviously finances is a big and should be a big goal for yourself. But I'm talking, financial, I'm talking mental, physical, all of these things. If you can progress, find ways to progress, maybe your first goal is to run a mile. There's no time. You don't run, so you don't want to just complete a mile. You'll feel good about yourself if you don't do it. Next, you want to complete the mile in 8 minutes. You keep working at it, eventually you'll do it. The thing is that you're not just accomplishing these goals overnight, you're putting the work in. And so when you put the work in and then you start seeing the results, that's where the switch kind of flips in your head, like, wow, like I put all this work in, I gave it everything I had, and I accomplished it. And if that just doesn't sound like a feeling that'll make you happy, then I mean, I think there are other issues that you have to worry about. And so yeah, so find ways that you could progress, set goals for yourself that you can accomplish. And I think the next point that I want to talk about in terms of happiness is how you spend your days. So many people, the average amount of sleep that you should be getting is 8 hours. So the average person will sleep 8 hours, then work their job for 8 hours, and then have 8 hours left in the day. So think about it. You're literally sleeping and working for 2/3 of your day, or you could say 2/3 of your life. Obviously with holidays and weekends, it's not exactly 2/3, but when you boil it down, you're spending most of your life sleeping and working. Does that sound like the kind of life that'll make you happy? And so, that's why I suggest, not to everyone, because being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. Simply put, the stress and the risk and the pressure of being an entrepreneur isn't meant for everyone. It's going to crack most people, but if that's something that you can deal with yourself, then that's why I would suggest it to you. Because if you can get to a point where you have a business that's making you money, whether you're sleeping, whether you're out partying, whatever you're doing, if you can have a vehicle that makes you money, now your time is freed up. And so when your time is freed up and you don't have to worry about working for your dollar, I mean, the world is your oyster. I think that's the expression. The world, literally your oyster. You can do whatever it is that makes you happy. For me, I love playing golf. I love doing jujitsu. I love spending time with my family. As corny as that sounds, friends and family, I genuinely, doing that makes me happy. And so when I don't have to worry about making money, when money's not an option, is not an issue, I'm freed up to do whatever the hell I want. And so, it's another thing that makes me happy is, like I said before, accomplishing goals. And so obviously I have ginormous goals for myself, which is why most of my days aren't spent golfing, playing jujitsu, hanging out with friends. I'm usually working because what really makes me happy is accomplishing my goals, for me personally. And so that's why, even though money isn't an issue per se, I still want to put all my effort into growing my businesses, so at some point I can look back and reflect and say, wow, like I said before, I put all of this work in and I finally accomplished my goals. And I know that will make me truly happy. And so I guess my main point in that whole spiel is that if you could build a business and have your time freed up, that's the best way to be happy, because you could do whatever the hell it is you want to do. If laying in bed watching TV makes you happy, then you better find a way to make money laying in bed watching TV. And as crazy as it sounds, it's possible. I mean, like I said, if I wanted to sit back and do that, I could. It's not for me. But if it's for you, then power to you. Just find a way to do it. And so, like I said, I've been working on myself. I used to need 8 hours of sleep to function. And just the thought of spending 1/3 of my life sleeping has kind of triggered me in a way. So now I'm trying to cut down. I'm not at that point yet, but I want my body to be able to function off of like 5 hours of sleep. I don't know if that's completely healthy, but that's something that I set out to do. But yeah, I think that kind of covers everything that I wanted to really talk about. Set goals for yourself, accomplish those goals, and progress in life in every aspect of it. If you're not getting better every single day, mentally, physically, spiritually, then you're doing yourself a disservice. And so, set goals for yourself. There's no such thing as, Jared always says, he says there's no such thing as unrealistic goals, just unrealistic deadlines. I don't know where he got the quote from. I'm sure some book that he read. I wish I could give credit to it, but I love that quote because, set different goals for yourself, small, short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. And, when you're finally able to accomplish them, you'll look back and you'll just feel amazing. So yeah, that's going to finish this short video. If you guys liked it, swing a like, subscribe, comment what you'd like to see next, and I'm sure we'll get to it. And we'll see you in the next video.